Welcome to our channel. On this episode, we focused on the digital asset known as XRP. We gather videos and information from the web, and if you stick around, we are going to share it with you. So stay tuned for news and updates.
Why are you calling this the great crypto conspiracy?
Okay.
And when you explained it to me,
Yeah.
it's really, people should go to jail, but it's not illegal.
No.
And this is really horrible. And it's why we all feel so freaked out. But they are feasting on our savings. And it's an enormous robbery, quite honestly.
It's a huge transfer of wealth that's happening right now. The last time I saw something like this was back during 1994 to 1995. In the early to mid 90s, individuals were making just enormous amounts of money buying companies like Dell, AOL, Microsoft, Netscape, and some of these smaller internet stocks. And the institutions had completely missed that bull market. And so they were scoffing at these so-called lemmings. And so during 1994 to 1995, we had a bit of a bear market. And so, again, institutions were out saying that, oh, anybody buying internet stocks, you're idiotic. And so you had a lot of people selling their AOL, selling their Microsoft, selling their Dell shares. Guess who was buying? It was the institutions. If you look at a chart of institutional allocation to venture capital internet deals, it doubled between 1994 to 1995, which was exactly when institutions were saying, oh, this is just a market for idiots. Mm-hmm. Nobody should be buying this stuff. Mm-hmm. So they literally stole all this wealth that should have been in the hands of individuals that owned Dell, Microsoft, and AOL. And then from 1995 to 2000, of course, we saw $5 trillion come into the market, in the biggest bull market we've ever seen. So this blueprint of creating fear in order to get cheap prices is nothing new. So
I'm assuming you know Miguel Baez, who's the ex-head of XRP Markets. My understanding is that he recently left Ripple.
Yep.
Now, the most interesting thing that he has ever said, and I love some of the words that come out of the people at Ripple, because that is what has kept me so fascinated by this company for so long. He said that Ripple had a simple goal of making XRP the world's reserve digital currency. So the question I have is, do you think that Ripple will achieve this goal?
Well, see, my hopes are tied up with his vision, but that's why I joined Ripple. I mean, when I joined Ripple, it looked like Bitcoin with two extra columns: currency and who issued that currency. And so I want to live in the Star Trek world. And in the Star Trek world, it doesn't matter whether you're a Klingon, a Romulan, Federation, they could all buy dilithium crystals. But you can't do that if your form of value is all in a silo. And so Ripple was the first that basically had if you will, an intergalactic currency, something that could go everywhere. The great thing, though, I mean, Bitcoin had that as well, but on Bitcoin, you could only have Bitcoin. On Ripple, you could have both the XRP, but you could also have a representation of all the other fiat currencies. So there was a way in and a way out. So it's not just the chips at the poker table. Ripple built the casino in the window where you could exchange the chips to get into and out of dollars or any other fiat currency. And so, on the goal to becoming the digital currency for the world, having convertibility sounds like a good building block. So if Bitcoin was 1.0, Ripple looked like 2.0 to me, and it looked like it had a better chance, both because of speed, performance, but this ledger that had both crypto but also fiat currency, that looks to me like the bridge between the old world and a possible new world. So again, the jury's out. I obviously decided to take a punt on it. I still remain active and keen in the community.
Well,
blockchain, because we have all this institutional adoption. We're at ground zero of something that's about to be really big.
We're in the middle of the sort of rebuilding of the financial system, and Ripple is poised to figure out where the interesting things are.
We're trying to really leapfrog the current standards that other crypto companies are working on today. People brag about these from other networks. I'm like, is that all you got? You got Rippling. You got the ability to have gateways and brokers. You got a decentralized exchange on the XRP network. You got a hybrid network. You got tokenizing data, debt, agreements. You have the ability to cross into other networks in terms of dApps interacting with each other. You have assets on Ethereum coming to XDC. While you got all of this absolute amazingness. And that's like debt out. So people say all the money. What about all the debt? Debt outpaces money 10 to 1. So for every time there's a dollar out there, there's $10 of debt out there that can also be traded and be held as value. And the contractual agreements. I don't think you get this. I've literally had like conversations with like millionaires and billionaires about this, and their mouths just go, like they literally, like their brains explode. So they're like, wait, so if I had like $500 million in mortgage-backed securities and I want to be able to get high level of liquidity right out of it, I can very easily use the Rippling algorithm on the XRP network to be able to liquidate them into what? US bonds or whatever instantly without having to go to a central broker? Yes, you can. And you can do that with hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars. It's insane. There's a lot to get into. Come on. Oh my. There's a lot to get into. Come on. People brag about these from other networks. I'm like,
This is not financial advice, and by any means you should not take any advice from us. We have no financial background. This channel is strictly fun base. So stay along for the ride, and if you like what you see, be free to like and subscribe.